All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers in today's video. Yesterday, Russell Wilson was announced officially as the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's going to kick off your season on September 8th in Atlanta. That's actually what a phenomenal football game. Steelers Falcons week 1. New quarterback Kirk Cousins, new quarterback Russell Wilson. We saw this coming. I knew this was going to come. And I like having Justin Fields in my back pocket. I like that Tomlin keeps hinting at, different packages for Justin Fields to get him involved in the offense, however that may be. But Russ is the answer to me. It really is. I think a lot of people get so worked up about the long-term answer. Like, oh, you have, over 35-year-old Russell Wilson. Let's say the Pittsburgh Steelers do win their first playoff game in however many years, way too long, by the way. What do you do after that? Let's say you don't win the Super Bowl. Does Russ come back after that year? Do you move on to Justin Fields? And I say, let's take it week by week. Let's take it season by season. I'm not going to worry about the future quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because if you asked me this time last season, I wouldn't have even wanted Russell Wilson, because I thought Kenny Pickett was hopefully going to be adequate enough to be at least some type of long-term, at least through his rookie contract, starting quarterback for Pittsburgh. And obviously, didn't pan out in a good way. All right. So welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers in today's video. We're going to talk about a couple of different things, mainly Russ, this defense, the wide receiver room, and then unfortunately the offensive line, because the only thing stopping Pittsburgh this upcoming season from dominating the regular season is going to be the offensive line. So hit that like button. Let's try and get it to 100 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. But before we do, comment down below. Give me a loose prediction on wins for Russell Wilson now being officially named the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh. So Russ appeared in 6 offensive series over the final 2 preseason games. If you remember, first preseason game, he sat that out for a calf injury. He completed 10 of 12 attempts. That's 83.3% completion percentage. He only threw for 73 yards. And then also 3 times the offense went 3 and out, and it ended with a perfect Russell Wilson touchdown drive. On the other hand, you had Justin Fields go 19 of 27. That's a 70.4 completion percentage for almost 200 yards in his 3 preseason games. He also ran the ball 13 times for 48 yards. What I like about Russ, and I like Justin Fields. In fact, I love Justin Fields, and I want him to be a successful player in the National Football League. But I don't think it's going to be this year. All right. One thing that the Pittsburgh Steelers really have is Russ throws a really nice deep ball. Another thing he does very well is he doesn't turn the football over. Not saying that Kenny Pickett was, a big turnover guy, but he wasn't necessarily really scoring touchdowns. I would say if Kenny Pickett played a football game, he's probably thrown for like 230 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Russ, we're not going to see too many over 300 passing yard games from him, but he's going to be efficient. He's going to be effective. He's going to keep the chains moving, and he's going to put points on the board. And then you pair it up with one of the best defenses in the National Football League, in the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I do think things are looking good. All right. Since Russell Wilson entered the NFL in 2012, he's completed 35.4% of his passes that traveled 30 yards or more in the air. That's the 8th best in the entire National Football League in the last 12 or 13 years. At the same time, he's only committed 0.73 turnovers per game in his career. That's also 8th best in the NFL in that category. So he doesn't turn the ball over much. But as we saw in the preseason, sacks are becoming an issue, and we're going to get to that in just a second, because I think the offensive line, especially in preseason, was a big factor playing into that. Over the last 2 years in Denver, he was sacked a league-high 100 times. He also lost 7 fumbles, including 5 last season. Now, obviously, he was sacked 3 times in 5 series in his preseason debut against the Buffalo Bills, but just like we saw last year with Kenny Pickett in the first-team Steelers offense, we're taking preseason with a couple of grains of salt, because Kenny Pickett in the first-team offense went 5 for 5 on scoring drives at this time last season. So I feel really good that Russ is going to be the quarterback. And once again, I really like having Justin Fields in my back pocket. Real quick, wide receiver room. George Pickens, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, and Scotty Miller. So Quez Watkins was cut. Dez Fitzpatrick was also cut. That kind of surprised me that Dez got cut because he had a really good preseason. So it gets me thinking, I know Brandon Ayuk is currently not in practice, but at this point in the season, things are changing from like an hour-to-hour basis. So by the time you guys watch this video, who knows, maybe Pittsburgh's already claimed a receiver off of the waivers, but I'm fully anticipating them to make some type of move at the wide receiver position before week 1 begins. Maybe it's a practice squad guy. You know, just saw the Lions pick up a couple of cats like Tim Patrick and Allen Robinson last season. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest if Pittsburgh did something like that to get a 6th wide receiver in that room. And then also, real quick, I'm so excited about the running back room. Najee Harris is about to have a career season. Jaylen Warren's also about to have a career season. He's expected to play week 1. And then you have Mr. Cordell Patterson there as RB3 and your return specialist. Now, where things get a little bit dicey is the offensive line room. So I saw this tweet here from Steelers Depot. Somebody named Werder, their last name Werder, said Russell Wilson isn't going to last behind that offensive line. Now, the Steelers' offensive line in the last couple of years has actually been extremely healthy. But already this season, like the first game is what, 10 days away? Siamalu, Herbig, Fatuanu, they're injured. The season's less than 2 weeks away. So a couple of days ago, offensive guard Isaac Siamalu got injured. He suffered a pectoral injury. He's expected to miss 4 weeks per NFL Network's Mike Garofalo. This happened on Wednesday, so this literally happened yesterday. If you guys remember, he's 30 years old. He's in his 9th season. He played majority of his career with Pittsburgh or the Philadelphia Eagles, and then signed with Pittsburgh on a 3-year, $24 million contract last year. That was a really big freaking deal at the time. It really sucks because now you might have 3 rookies starting week 1. But I do just want to say, the 3 rookies we're looking at here, Zach Frazier, Troy Fautanu, and Mason McCormick, the hope is, because you drafted all those cats early, the hope is that's your future core offensive line. So I know they're rookies, but I'm not freaking out. I need Russ to have time to throw. I need time for the offensive line to open up holes for the running backs, but I'm not necessarily freaking out. Troy Fautanu's the starting left guard on paper, but he had a minor MCL sprain a couple of weeks ago, so his week 1 status is technically up in the air. But Nick Farabaugh reported the other day that he's going to give it a go. So Siamalu, who replaces him, it very well could be rookie Mason McCormick. What was he, a 3rd-round draft pick? I know you got a couple of rookies. I know you're probably starting 3 rookies week 1, but I liked what I saw from Zach Frazier in preseason, all right? I think this could be a good thing and not a bad thing to give these young cats opportunities right out of the gate because, once again, hopefully that's your starting core long-term. But right now, it's going to be short term. So thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content as well as a couple of Steelers videos every single week. But guys, give me your thoughts down below. How confident are you feeling with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Give me a 1 out of 10 rating, 10 being very confident, 1 being not confident at all. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in a couple of days.